Hey, what's up, everybody? Garrick Rumley here with Duty to Train. Today, I wanted to talk with you about the state of our country. A lot of people are super bummed out about it, and I think I have a different perspective. So, I wanted to share that with you in hopes that it will make you feel a little bit more positive about the future. I'm not an optimistic person by nature. I do think that we're going to go through some hard times, not only as a country, but as a world. But I think that if we can rise to the challenge, we'll be seen as like the next greatest generation. And I think there's no higher calling than something like that. So before we get started, if you could like, subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome. I'm trying to create a community that makes it easy for every single person, not only in America, but the world, to be able to defend themselves with a firearm. I believe it's not only an American right, it's a human right to be able to defend yourself and your loved ones, not only inside your home, but outside your home. And so if you'd like to support me in that journey, I'm just starting out, but I need all the help I can get. So if you could like and subscribe to this video, I'd appreciate it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was, right now it's just, I've talked to my in-laws about this. I've talked to quite a few people who are like older generation, and I think that every person who maybe is like my age, you start to really form your ideas about like who you are as a person and what type of like world you hope to live in, and the reality of the world that you actually live in starts to set in. I think, I don't know, when you're 22, 25, I have a young family, and so I think it really starts to set in kind of the gap between what you wish the world was like and what you actually think it, or what it's actually like. And I think I'm right there. The greatest generation defeated Hitler and the Axis powers. And I think if I was part of the generation between then and now, I wouldn't have made any difference. I would have done the exact same thing that everybody else did. I'm not saying that I'm special. I'm not saying that we are special. I am saying that we are, I think, given a unique opportunity at this point in time to bring America back to where it was before we became super divided. And there's some dark history in America. And I don't think we need to paper over that, right? Like, we had slavery, we took land from people, but that's just a part of our past. Like, we can't go back and change all of that. What we can do is make life better for everybody going forward. And the way we do that is not by hating on people in the present, right? It's by coming together and figuring out how best to live together as a cohesive country so that we can all prosper, And I think just the reality of life is that not everybody is going to. But I think there's a big difference between, 40s, 50s, 60s, and today. I know that Vietnam was a really hard time in this country, and a lot of people who are older than me say, you think that this is oh so bad, but there were bombings back then and stuff like that. But I think, personally, I think that we can't agree on anything, and I don't have the answers. That's not what I'm saying in this video. I don't have the answers, but I do believe in the foundations of this country, and by that I mean the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And I think that as Americans, if we can all stand up and defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, then all of the other things we can work out, right? But if I'm not allowed to speak, or I don't want you to speak, and if I'm not allowed to defend myself, and I don't want you to be able to defend yourself, and all the other things in like the second or in the Bill of Rights, but those are the two big things that I think are under attack right now. And as Americans, we need to be able to come together, fight for what we believe in, but then have common ground on the fundamental issues of America. It's what makes America America, right? My ability to speak my opinion, whether or not you like it, is the most American thing I think there's ever been. And I think that our generation, my generation, mid-20s, 30s, early 40s, we could be the generation. And frankly, even the younger ones, though, I don't even know if like 40s, I don't know. Maybe, but I think it's up to young people to change the course of history, just like the greatest generation did back in the late 30s, early 40s. And if we can do that, then we can literally alter the course of history. And I know a lot of people are bummed out right now about the state of everything, the economy being terrible. I know a lot of people in my generation are like, I can't find a good job. It seems like I can never get ahead. And, but a lot of people have probably heard this, but there's this little meme that's gone around. It says, strong men create strong times, or strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create strong men. And then strong men create good times, right? And I think we are in the bad times create weak men. But I think we're kind of in between that and hard times create strong men. And I'm not just talking just men, men and women. I think we can fight together as a country, and we can literally be the next greatest generation. And back during World War II, we were fighting evil outside the country. Right now, we're like tearing each other apart at the seams. We're tearing our own country apart. And I think that I'm not taking anything away from the greatest generation, but I think if we can figure out a way to pull our country back together, like from what it seems like the brink, then people will look back on us the same way that they do the greatest generation. And what an honor. What an absolute honor that would be. So when you think, why couldn't I have been born back in the 60s? Why couldn't I have been born in the 70s? It is definitely harder if you don't have kids. But I think to myself, thank God it's up to me. Thank God I get to do the fight. And hopefully by the time that this fight is over, my kids will be able to just go to college, live their normal life, and it'll all be done. And they'll never have to worry about it. Because that's my job as a parent, is to make my kids' life better than my own. And, I don't think a lot of our parents, not that they actively didn't do that, but I think there's just a natural ebb and flow. And we're at that point in time right now where the pendulum swings all the way in one direction, and now it's going to swing back. And you can either be the person that goes with the flow, or you can create change. And if you're the person that creates change, then you'll be part of the next greatest generation. And I think that'll be just the honor of a lifetime. So, gear up for a fight. And I don't mean like a gunfight. I've talked about this in the previous videos. We are not even close to being there. But we do have to fight for what we believe in. And we have to make our voices known. We have to not back down. And I think it could be a very awesome and wild ride over the next 15 to 20 years. But it's going to take everybody. And we're going to have to stand together. We're going to have to come together as a country. And if we can do that, we can do amazing things, because America can do amazing things. And I'm not optimistic, just willy-nilly. Things could go very south. Things could get very, very bad. But it's up to people like you and me to either fight back and create change, or just go by the wayside. And I forget who it was, but, the saying, the only thing that is needed for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing. So don't do nothing. If you know you're good, then do something, right? Help your community. Just do something. Be some type of positive impact on the world. And we'll get through this. Until next time, stay safe, live free, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.